Hi guys, my name is Carolyn and I'm a Pilates instructor based in Dublin, Ireland. And I'm here today to bring you an exercise routine that you can do in the comfort of your own home. All you need is yourself and a chair, and it's specifically designed for those of you who may be a little bit less mobile, a little bit injured, even just feeling generally stiff. It's not necessarily an easy workout, but it should hopefully feel easily accessible. So the one thing to remember is that if anything at all feels a little bit too intense, or if you need to take a break, that is absolutely fine. Listen to your body and take rests as you need to do them. So take your time, grab yourself a chair, get yourself sitting down, and make sure that you can see me on a screen. And all we're going to do to start ourselves off is just rest our hands nice and lightly on our laps. So this is to ensure that we stay sitting up straight in the chair and we don't allow ourselves just to slouch back and rest the arms. So keep your hands on your lap and imagine that your spine is growing a little bit taller through the top of the head. The first set of exercises we're going to do are for the feet and for the ankles. So from here, take your feet about hip or fist distance apart, and then try to flex your toes towards you up off the mat. And then lightly bring those toes back to the floor. Lift your toes up, keep your heels down, and then lightly bring your toes down again. Beautiful. Lift your toes up, and then lightly bring the toes back down. Keep going. We're gonna go for another 6 of these. And now these are really, really great to build a little bit of strength into the fronts of your ankles, and they also start to work into all the muscles here, either side of your shins. Let's go for another 2. Lifting and lowering. Just one more. Lift your toes and then lower them back down. Beautiful. Now walk those feet a little bit closer to you if that's possible. Just 2 inches is perfect. And this time we're going to keep the toes down, but we're going to try to lift our heels. So take a breath in, lift your heels up off the floor, and then exhale, let your heels come down. Gorgeous. And again, inhale to lift your heels, exhale to lower back down. Keep going. Don't worry if you're moving a little bit faster or a little bit slower than I am. Again, you're aiming to try and keep that back lovely and straight, not allowing yourself to slouch into the back of your chair. Let's go for another 4. These ones are great to start to build a little bit of muscle into your calves, so into the back parts of your lower legs. Last 2. Beautiful. And then just one more. Let those heels come down. Beautiful. Now rest your hands either side of your chair here. What we're going to do is a little exercise that's going to work the front of your thighs, your quadriceps. So let's begin on the left side. I want you just to keep that right leg nice and still. It's not going to move. On your inhale, can you try lengthen your left leg forward, so straightening at the knee. And then on the exhale, allow that left foot to come back to the floor. Same side. Inhale, lengthen your left leg forwards. Exhale, bend the knee to rest it back down. Beautiful. And again, inhale to lengthen. Exhale to bend it down. And see, is it possible for you, again, to keep your back straight when you lengthen the leg, working all the way through the front of those beautiful thigh muscles. Last 3. Exhale. And 2. Exhale. Just one more. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Give it a second. Feel free to give your thigh a little bit of a smack if that got a bit sore. Okay, we're going to do the right side. So now my left leg is not going to move. Sitting up beautifully tall. As you inhale, lengthen your right leg forwards. Really pull those toes towards you. Exhale, let that foot come down. Inhale to lengthen forwards. And exhale to bend it down. And it can feel a little bit tricky to only bend and lengthen at the knee. So notice, do you want to move your body back when you lift the leg? Notice, do you shift a little bit side to side? It's really normal. We're trying to isolate the thigh here by only moving at the knee. Let's go for another 3. And down. Last 2. And down. Just one more. Inhale and exhale. Gorgeous. Give it that little smack if you want one. Okay, now your next one is to strengthen up through your hip flexors, so the front creases of your hips. So what we do is we retain the bend in the knees, and it feels a little bit like you're marching. So you again could keep your hands on the chair. There's a slightly more advanced option if you want to hold your hands up in front of your chest like this, because it takes away some of the support. So if you want to make this one or this next one a little bit harder, feel free to do this. So when you breathe in, can you lift your left foot up off the floor, lift your thigh off the chair, and then exhale, bring it down with control. Inhale to lift the right leg, and then exhale to bring it down. Good, take your time. Now, if hands up is too hard, no stress. Keep your hands on the chair. Potentially, you might even need to use your hand to help lift that leg a little bit. That is okay. Again, it is quite tough on the hip flexors to lift the whole weight of the leg. And as well, we are alternating. We're doing one side and then the other. So notice, does your body like to rock side to side as you do this? It's a natural reaction of your brain to try and help you balance. But can you possibly keep that spine super still and only move, isolate just the legs? That's it. Let's go for one more on each side if you can. Inhale. Exhale. Gorgeous. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Brilliant. Give yourself a second. I like to give my legs a little wiggle here when I've done those. Okay. So for your next one, let's bring a little bit of a stretch into the side bodies, and then we'll do a little bit more with the legs. So from here, I just want you to keep those legs lovely and relaxed. Those feet are grounded onto the floor, and you're resting your hands onto the chair again. Now, what we're going to try and do to create a side bend is reach one arm up into the ceiling. If that's not possible with your shoulders, which I know for a lot of you isn't, feel free to cross your left hand over to your right shoulder if that feels better. Otherwise, you can reach up into the sky. So on our breath in, on our inhale, we're going to imagine that we're lengthening up a little bit taller through the top of the head. And on the exhale, we're going to side bend over to the right. When you get there, take a deep breath in and exhale, come back to center. Let that hand rest down onto the chair. Now on your inhale, you either reach your right arm up to the sky, or if that's not possible, you cross it over to the left shoulder. And on the exhale, we side bend over to the left. Take a deep breath in when you're there. And exhale, come back to center, replace that right hand. Inhale, left arm goes up or it crosses. Exhale to side bend. Hold for the inhale. Exhale back to center, replace the hand. Inhale, right arm goes up or it crosses to the shoulder. Exhale, side bend, beautiful. Hold for the inhale. And exhale back to center. Let's do two more each way. Inhale up. Exhale, side bend. Hold for your inhale. Exhale back to center. Inhale up. Exhale over. Hold for the inhale. Exhale back to center. One more each way. Inhale. Exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale back to center. Last time. Inhale. Exhale. Hold for your inhale. And exhale back to center. Beautiful. Give the shoulders a little roll. Let your arms hang heavy beside your chair and give them a little bit of a shake. Beautiful. So from here, a little bit more legs. Keep those feet nice and planted. And have your hands on your chair for some support. So, like earlier when we were doing the marching, what we're going to try and do is see, are we able to lift our left foot up a little bit off the ground? Now this is the advanced option. If that's not okay for you, Try just to lift your left heel so your toes can stay on the floor for some support. So whichever version you're doing is absolutely fine. From there, when we breathe in, can we try to open that left knee out to the side? And on the exhale, take it back to center. Same thing, inhale to open and exhale back to center. You're aiming to keep that right leg totally still. And what we're doing is, again, we're finding a bit of strength through the fronts of the hips and also a little bit in the outer thighs. So if you're staying on your tippy toes, it looks like this. Beautiful. Keep going. Let's try for another 4, whichever version. And 3, 2, last 1, and relax. Well done. Feel free to straighten that left leg if it feels good for you, or give it a little wiggle around the place. Let's take it to the other side. So now my left leg is planted. I'm either going to lift my right heel, or I'm going to float my right foot fully off the ground. It's totally up to you. On your inhale, can you open the right leg out to the side, and then exhale, come back to center. Inhale to open, and exhale to center. Keep going. As well as finding strength through your legs, what we're doing here is we're also trying to find a little bit of mobility in your hip joints. So strengthening the muscles is great, and that's what we're doing, but joint health is also really, really important. So when you do these, you're increasing the movement, you're increasing your range through the hip sockets. Give me another 3 if you can. Inhale to open, and exhale to close. Last 2. Just 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Rest. Feel free to straighten that leg. Maybe give it a wiggle if you want one. Take a breath. Okay. Now from here, a little bit of arms, a little bit of shoulders. The first thing that we're going to do is rest our hands onto our thighs. So I want you to try and just let your shoulders round forwards here. You can drop that head if that feels good. Now, what happens when you let the shoulders round forwards is that the shoulder blades spread a little bit wider on your back. So you're giving your upper back a little bit of a stretch. If your hands want to move forwards, that's okay. And then from here, can you bring yourself up tall? Can you bring your shoulders back and try squeeze your shoulder blades together? Imagine that there's a pencil in between your shoulder blades and you don't want it to fall. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. What you're doing here is you're opening your chest. So let's try that again. Let your shoulders round forwards. Drop your head, stretching out that upper back. Deep breath in. Exhale. Let's pull those shoulders together. Give them a really big squeeze. Lift up a little more through the top of the head. Inhale. Let those shoulders round forwards. Drop your chin. Stretch out that upper back. Exhale. Let's squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift up through the top of the head. And again. Inhale. Rounding, dropping the chin, opening the shoulder blades. Exhale. Coming tall, squeezing those shoulder blades together. 1 more each way. Inhale, let the shoulders come forwards. Drop your chin, stretch it out. Exhale, pull those shoulder blades together, lifting tall through the top of the head. And then relax, good. Give those shoulders a nice big shake. Okay, let your arms hang really heavy by your sides and stay sitting up tall. Inhale, shrug your shoulders up to your ears. And then exhale, roll your shoulders back and down. Inhale, shrug the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, roll those shoulders back and down. Give me another 2. Inhale, shrug the shoulders up. Exhale, roll those shoulders back and down. Just 1 more. Inhale, shrug up. Exhale, roll those shoulders back and down. Beautiful. Okay, now 1 for the arms. So keep those shoulders down and relaxed. Arms are by your sides. Flip your palms facing forwards and then make a fist. Okay, so we're gonna bend only from our elbows. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, bend your elbows while imagining that your hands want to touch your shoulders. And then inhale, allow the arms to go long. And again, exhale to bend. And inhale to lengthen. Now, this may not feel like a huge amount of anything just yet. If anybody did want to make it a little bit harder, what you could always do is hold on to 2 water bottles to give yourself a little bit more resistance, which will make your biceps, this part of your arm, work a little bit harder. Otherwise, even if you don't have resistance, this one is great again for mobilizing through the elbows and teaching you how to move your arms without having to compensate by shrugging those shoulders up. So you just bend at the elbow and you don't let your shoulders move at all. Bending and lengthening. Let's try for 5. Exhale. Inhale, go for 4. Inhale, and 3. Inhale, last 2. Inhale, 1 more. And long arms, relax, shake it out. Great work. Okay, 1 more. Elbows in towards your waist. Palms facing up towards the ceiling. So I want you to pretend like you're holding something in your hands and you don't want it to drop at all. So you could pretend that you're holding a tennis ball, you could pretend that you're holding a glass of wine, a glass of whiskey, whatever is the most important thing to you that you don't want to drop. Not that I'm promoting drinking, whatever works for you. So basically the aim is to keep your palms facing up towards the ceiling. So shoulders are relaxed. You take a big breath in, and when you exhale, reach your arms out to the sides. They don't have to go straight. And as you inhale, bring your elbows down low towards your waist. Exhale to reach the arms long. Inhale to bend the elbows to the waist. That's beautiful. So as you are lengthening and bending, again, the whole point is that you want to try keep your shoulders soft away from your ears, and you want to really do your best to keep those palms facing up, like you're balancing something in your palms and you don't want it to fall. Let's go for another 3. In and reach, strengthening your shoulders, strengthening the arm muscles. That was 2. We have 1 more. Reach, 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 reach. And then relax, move those shoulders. Fantastic. Okay, from here, we're gonna take one little stretch and then we're gonna do a bit of standing work with the chair. So either put your hands onto your thighs, or if it feels okay for you to reach the arms up to the sky, you can do that. Just take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, fold forwards over your legs. If your hands are still on your thighs, that's okay too. Just lean that chest forwards, and if it feels good, drop your chin. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Move your hands back to your thighs if you're not there yet, and roll yourself all the way up to seated tall. Release those shoulders. Okay, when you're ready, you're going to try to stand up here. Now, extra challenge, don't use your hands. Stand up on the floor. If you've got to use your hands, of course, that is no problem. So what we'll do is we'll flip the back of our chair, the taller part of the chair, facing towards us. So you want to make sure that your chair is a nice sturdy one, because to be honest, mine isn't the most heavy. So I'm going to have to be careful that I'm not putting too much pressure into it. I'm going to be keeping my hands quite light. If you need more support, feel free to go over to a table or something that you feel is a little more stable than your chair. It doesn't matter. So what we're going to do is rest our hands just lightly on the top of the chair, and we're going to take a step back so that the arms can be straight and you can feel like you are standing in a straight line from the top of your head all the way down to your heels. Now from here, try to keep your hands light. Inhale and bend your knees into a squat. Doesn't matter how low you go. And then on your exhale, stand up with control. Inhale to bend your knees like you want to sit down. And then exhale to lengthen the legs. Keep going. Now your elbows may or may not bend, it doesn't matter. But again, the mission is to try and keep the hands light so that you make your legs do the work. Potentially, if you're starting to feel like, this one makes sense and my balance feels okay, you might play around with floating your hands off the chair or off the surface that you're using so that it's there if you need to catch it, but maybe you're not relying on it so much. That would be what you want to work towards. Let's go for another 2. Inhale and exhale. Just one more. Inhale and exhale. Really nice. Rest the hands back to the surface if you're not there yet. Now, let's put a little bend into the knees. They don't have to be in a deep squat, but I just want to have a little bit of softness through that knee joint. Now, this one is a real balance challenger, okay? So can you try to shift a little bit more weight into your right foot? Would it even be possible for you to lift your left heel off the floor? And then just stay here for a second, check. Can I ground down as much weight as possible through my right leg and think about my left toes staying super soft? And then on your inhale, try to tap the left toes back behind you, very lightly on the floor. Exhale, tap the left toes beside the right foot. Same side. Inhale, tap back with the left toes. Exhale, tap beside the right foot with the left toes. Beautiful. So you're weighted and grounded through that right leg while the left toes are being as light and as airy as possible. They're barely touching the floor. Again, the challenge or the eventual aim here, and you don't have to do it today, would be to maybe float those hands off. Now that's really hard on the balance. So again, don't feel like you have to, but have that in your head. One day you're gonna get there. Let's go for 2 more on this side. My right leg is dying. Let's do 1 more. Gorgeous. Let the left foot land beside the right foot. Stand yourself up and give those legs a little shake if that feels good. Okay, let's try the same thing on the other side. So we've got our hands here for balance. We're putting a small little bend in the knees just to absorb the impact. And then we're going to try and shift our weight over into the left foot. Check, how do you feel? Is it possible for you to lift the right heel off the floor and then just stay with it? How does this feel? And then if you feel like you might be ready to move, on your inhale, see about floating the right foot up. Maybe those right toes tap back behind you. Exhale, tap the right foot beside the left foot. Inhale, let's tap back. Exhale, let's tap aside. Beautiful, keep going. Now, as you are moving, notice, is this side easier or more difficult for you? It's so normal to have one side that's a little bit stronger or a little bit weaker than the other, because as humans, it's very rare to be perfectly symmetrical. I mean, even think of the fact, are you right-handed or are you left-handed? Typically, the side that you're dominant on is going to be stronger. So for me, for example, I'm right-handed. Now, I'm working on grounding through my left leg. This feels harder for me than it does on the right side. So just notice, I just think it's a little bit interesting. If you do too, maybe you play with those hands floating, maybe you don't. Let's go for 1 more if you can. Gorgeous. And then that right foot lands. We stand up with control and we give those legs a little shake off if we need one. Okay, Now, there's a lovely stretch that you can do here. I wouldn't recommend doing it with something that's quite wobbly, like my chair. I would go and find a very stable surface, but you can bring me with you on your phone or your tablet, whatever you're watching on, or you can just look at me at the computer and do it later. It's very, very simple. All that you do is you rest your hands again on your very stable surface. You step your feet back as far as you can go so that you can drop your head and nearly pull out of the surface that you're holding on to. This is a beautiful stretch for the backs of your legs, for your shoulders, and for your spine. And then what you could even do when you're here is play around with bending one knee, and then making that stretch even deeper through the side of the straight leg. And then maybe you try straighten the leg that was bent, and you bend through the other side. Beautiful, big, deep stretch. And then nice and easy, both legs the same. Feel free to repeat that, by the way, 5 or 6 times each side if it's feeling good for you. Soft knees, and let's walk those feet forwards until we can comfortably stand all the way up again. Relax those arms, let them hang heavy by your sides. Beautiful. Now, if you want to take a seat on that chair again, go for it. We're just going to do a little bit of neck to finish off, just to stretch out the neck and through the shoulders. Or you can stay standing if that's what you prefer. So if you're sitting, rest your hands onto your thighs. If you're standing, let your arms hang heavy by your sides. And remember, with the neck, we always want to be very, very gentle. So my shoulders are soft and my spine is straight. Lightly allow your chin to come down towards the throat, finding a little bit of stretch through the back of the neck. Take a deep breath in here, and on your exhale, roll your chin along your chest, up towards your right shoulder. You should feel a big stretch coming through the left side of the neck here. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bring your chin down along your chest. Come all the way up through the left shoulder. And when you get there, take a deep breath in. Exhale, chin down along the chest. Up to the right shoulder. Deep breath in. Exhale, chin down along the chest. Up to the left shoulder. Deep breath in. Exhale, head to the center of your chest. Lift your head back up to the middle so your chin is parallel to the floor. On your inhale, let your right ear listen to your right shoulder. Exhale, head back to center. Inhale, left ear listens to left shoulder. Exhale, back to center. Keep your chin parallel to the floor. Inhale, turn your head towards the right. Exhale, head back to center. Inhale, turn your head to the left. Exhale, back to center. Now the last one, only if it's okay on your neck. Keep your hands on your thighs or by your sides. Inhale, chin up to the sky to stretch out your throat. And then exhale, head back to center. Well done. Relax those shoulders. Okay, you are all done. Great work, guys. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you feel a little bit worked after all of that. I will have some more videos with some new movements, so feel free to send me a message or drop a comment if there's any exercises that you would like to do, any parts of the body that you would like to work on, maybe anywhere that you feel a little bit stiff and you'd like some stretches for those. So have a great day. Thank you for joining, and I will see you next time. Bye.